This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to you all? Yes, no, say something. Can someone answer me? Okay, good. So, okay, before I go with the next topic, I would like to know is anybody having a doubt in any of the topic, whatever is been covered till today? If you have a doubt, you can ask me. And I've sent you some problems also. Uh, just a few things which I was able to send, those things I've sent, the topics whichever we have covered till now. Okay, so those things which I was having in a recent days that I have sent you, you can check with that. If anybody is still not able to do it or any doubts you have, you can ask me. Okay, so work with the problems which I have shared with you. Any problems, any doubts after practicing or while practicing, take a put it in a WhatsApp message when you're practicing if you're not able to do it. If not, you can ask me in the next section also. So let's continue with today's topic. Okay. Now look here. So this is what we have a data. Now what I would like to do is we are going for the formulas tab now. We are going for the data tab after finishing this formulas tab. Data. Okay, data. So what does this data says? This says get the data and transform the data. Get and transform data. This is what, which means, say now we may work in some of the softwares, right? So every companies whenever they work in a company, they'll have to maintain the data in any of the tools, might be any softwares, right? So whichever the software you are maintaining, when you get the data from those tools, those okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, now save whenever we are working with our data. Whenever we work in a data, every companies maintain their entries, that is data entry, data activities in any of their software. So when you are maintaining any data in a service, take it as now you all do a online shopping, isn't it? Everyone have a habit of doing a online shopping. You go and book in a take a anything whichever you would like to go. You will go through the Amazon, Flipkart, Mintra, right? Meesho. So many applications we have to download. Now, at the same time, even in your college also to mark your attendance or your fees details, your register numbers, all this will be updated in their system. Now, when they're updating in a system, they might use a Excel, or they will use the software, any applications to work on with it. So let me know, like, do your college use any applications or they use any software? Like you will be getting an update, right? What about the classes when the schedule is happen? Might be WhatsApp group we will have, but still they will be using some applications. Or if you take it as any accounting software, or if you take it as any online shoppings, book my show, or ticket booking, things like this, right? Every details it will be updated. Now, when you take it as bank also, when we do any transaction in a bank, to know our transaction details, what we will do? We will go with the bank application which we download to app from Play Store app or App Store, like whichever the bank which we are using. If not, we will go to the net banking login, and we'll get the details whatever we need. We can fetch the details from there. So you can take your bank statement in Excel format or PDF format or any format which that bank is supporting you. The same way, now a company, they make a sales, they make a purchase, they are doing some other business, all their activities will be done through some software. Now, since say assume that I have a sales details or sales details of some client, some showrooms, sales details I have. This details I am, when I download from the website, I go to login, say example. Now here also, your attendance list, I'm not sure whether you can check with this. These are the attendance list past few days. Okay, this is of Fridays. So I go here, view diagnosis. So here, let this load. Is my screen visible to you all? So I'm opening this meeting screen. Is this visible to you all? So see here, I get an option, download the attendee list who has attended the class. So if I download this, I'll get all your details who has attended a class. So through this only I'll be marking a attendance. Now my question here is, so like the same way, everywhere whenever I need details, I'll be taking the data from one or the other software. So when I get those data, I may find the data either in Excel format, directly you will get it in Excel, or you may get in CSV. CSV is comma separate value, or you may get in text file, that is your notepad file, or some script language. Script means might be in Python, R script, some other sources where you will be getting. So if you remember, I asked you to download one of the file from the kaggles.com, right? So when you download it, you may get the file in CSV format. In CSV format, let's check with that which format we do have here. So I'll go for this kaggles.com. Kaggles.com. I'll check for sales. I don't know how much data I may get, but let me see here. Video game sales we have. I'll go for this. Can you see here? 390 KB it says. But when I scroll down here, see the file type. It is VG sales, video game sales, CSV format. It is in CSV format. I'll go till, we'll see somewhere where we can go. Superstore sales dataset. I click over here. So this is 492 KB. Let's scroll down and see this is also CSV format. So whichever this method you go, so Amazon sales, I have a Amazon sales also. It says here 2 MB and 2 MB data. This is available in which format? CSV format. So any software, whichever the data we have, we need to download it. When I have downloaded data, I have to bring those data here. So to where? To my Excel. If I have to bring those Excel data here, my data must be in one or the other format. See, so many sales I have month wise, and these are all in a CSV format. So we will ignore this because this data is too big. I want the smallest data. So I have shared you some link to WhatsApp, right? Let me use the same thing. I'll use this kaggles.com. The dataset, a small data. I'll download this. So I got in a zip file. Okay. Now what we will do? We will go for this download center. I take here, download, extract this. Okay, I have extracted here. So this is in a folder. So for our understanding, I'll take this file. I'll take this file and put it on the desktop. Okay, see, I'll just zoom the screen. When I zoom it, you can see here two things. See, this is a Excel file icon. This is Excel file icon, and this is CSV file icon. Both are having X, but see, this is having a cells, tabs, right? Cells, but here it says A, comma. And see, when I place my cursor here, it says the type of this file is Microsoft Excel worksheet. At the same time, when I go here, it says Microsoft Excel, comma, separate value files. Okay, so these are the two different types of files what we have here. Okay, now this office supply file, I want to bring it to my Excel, right? So I'll close this file, don't save. Directly, let me open the file and show you. You feel that this is in a normal format. Normal, that is in a normal means in a Excel format itself, because it is having a file, but the extension of this file is, say, let me just show you. If I take it as save as on this desktop. Now see what is the format type. It is comma separate value. Okay, it is a different format. So when you download any data, you may get the data in some other format. So this data we have to bring it to our Excel. So I'll open a new Excel, Windows R, in a run command, I give here as Excel and done. Now this is my data. I open this, go to data, get the data. So get the data from the file. So from file means these are the file formats supported: Excel, text, CSV, XML, JSON, or from some other folder, or from the folder all the formats. From the database, MS Access, so SQL Server, or from the Azure's, whichever you want, you can bring that. Now I am going to bring it from the CSV format. You can either click on this, or you can also go for this from the file from text or CSV. So where is my data available? I have saved it on a desktop. Let me go to desktop, Office Supply, Import. So the name of my file was Office Supply. I select here. Now see, so what is the bifurcation between order, name and region? It says as comma. I directly click on this load. Load. There are two things, load and transform data. Load will bring your data to Excel. Transform will take you to the editing tool, that is your Power Query, where you can make the changes. At present, I have a clean data without error. So I go here, load data. So after taking this load data, I bought this. Okay, so this is how I got the data. Let me show you one more. Instead of the CSV, I'll use some other format. Okay, some other format. So if you have any doubts in this, you can ask me. I just downloaded the data and brought it to my Excel. If anybody has a doubt, you can say me. If not, I'll go for the next step. If you have a doubts, put it in a chat box saying that you have a doubt. Yes, doubt means you ask me. No doubts. Okay, let me put it like this. If you have a doubt, say as one. If you have no doubts, put it as 0. Fast, let me see in a chat box. Doubts 1, no doubts 0. Leah, okay, no doubts. Devika has no doubts. Okay, only 2 has replied. Okay, Varsha also has no doubt. Clean them. Then we will go for next step. Now what I am doing here is, I'll close this. Don't save because I don't want this data to be saved. I'll go for some file, new. I'll take a text document. So let me take it as EMP details, employees details. Okay. Now I'll open this. I need something like employee name, employee name. Now for this, when I'm typing here between employee name, after this, I need a employee ID, ID, right? Between this employee name and employee ID, I am using a semicolon, semicolon. Now employee name, I'll give it as Dora, semicolon. The ID is A100. Then I go for Rina. Then I give a semicolon. The ID is A123. Then I go for the next one, Marsha. Then again semicolon. Let me give some ID number randomly. Then so B, and for ID I'm giving something randomly again. Then O2, again I give semicolon. I give a ID. Atlu, I give a semicolon. So here also same idea. Okay, this is enough. I'll just save this. Save and close it. This is my notepad file. I want to bring this to my Excel. So what I will do, I'll just go for run command Excel. Okay, Excel. Now this is my new Excel blank book. Let me go for data. I'll bring a text file which is having on my desktop. Okay, I gave it as EMP details, employee details, import it. Now see, between the name and the employee ID, between the name and employee ID, I made two bifurcation by giving a semicolon. Can you see here? Semicolon. Semicolon is used as what? As uh, a separator between the column 1 and column 2. What is my column 1? Employee ID. And what is my column 2? Employee ID 2. But what is the problem here is, yes, it is identifying there are two columns which is saying as semicolon. But what I am getting a information here is, it's saying that column 1 is the heading, column 2 is the heading, but it is not identifying employee name is the heading, employee ID is the heading. So now what I should do, I should remove this column 1 and column 2. So instead of going to load, that means instead of loading the data to my Excel, I'll go for this transform data, which will lead me to Power Query. Power Query is also called as editing tool. Okay, now what I want this column 1 and column 2 to be removed. Instead I need employee name and employee ID as a heading. So you can see here there is an option, use first row as headers. In case if you're not able to find here, you're not able to understand, just right click on the heading. You will have an option here also. Okay, just I'll click on this, right click. So once you click on this, you will find an option. In case if you're not finding, I'll directly go for this, use first row as headers. Now see, employee name and employee ID is being converted. I can see the file name. Then here changes one type I have done. Then you click on this close and load. You have to just convert, use first row as headers, then close and load. That means close it in a Power Query, load it to a Excel file. Now what I'm doing here is, I'll add some other name, some other name. I give here as Abhimanyu. Okay, and I gave some ID number A425. Okay, and I take some other name also. Let me give here as Tara, and I take here as A963. Now, this data, what I've typed here, the ninth row and the second row. The ninth row and the second row, what details I've added. This I have added in the it has been added in an Excel, not in my source data. What is my source data? My source data is the notepad file, not here. Where it has been added? It has been added here. Where? In Excel. Now, in the same thing, when I bring the data, I get a tab here as data query. If not in a data tab itself, you have an option here as refresh all. As soon as I click on this refresh, see the additional details what I added, it has been removed. It has not been saved here. So any changes that happens in your source data, say example, I'll remove here beam details. I will change. Let the ID name be the same thing. I change here to Tara. Then I had here in the next row as Mira semicolon A159. Then I add another one as Chutki semicolon, then A157. Okay, like this I've added here. After this, I'll save this, close it. Now here what happened? I have only here. So what did I change? I changed some name. Again I refresh. Whatever the changes that has happened in a source file, in the original file, as soon as you refresh it, it will get updated here. Okay, whichever the format you have a file, those files you can bring it here. So I have some set of files which I would like to bring here. So I have a file here. In this employee details, I've shown you this is where I have a space. In this employee details, employee details, okay, between the employee name and the designation, I have a space. There is a space, that is long space, where I have used a tab. Okay, I have used a tab. This I want to bring it to my Excel. So I'll go here, get the data from the desktop. I have it in a folder, get data. From this data, I have employee details, import. Okay, now see column 1, column 2 is identified, names and designation, but this has not identified the address. The gap between the first one and the second one is given as tab, not the space. It is a tab, it is getting identified. We will go for transform data. We will say that use the first row as my headers, close and load, done. Okay, the same thing I'll do in the next one also. I'll bring the other file. We will go to data. I'll go for this text or csv. So I have employee id. Before that, let me show you the original file, what it does look like. Employee id. Now here also it is a space only here. Okay, instead of space, what we will do, we will take a hyphen. We will see whether it is identifying or not. I have saved it. Which one? Employee pay. Now we will bring the data employee pay, import. Now see, it is not identifying the bifurcation between the first one and second one, right? Let me click on this transform data. Now it is coming to my Power Query. It says only one column. Now what I will do is, see, in the beginning when we bought the data here, when I bought the data, I'll go for this close and load. I'll do this later. I'll bring one more data. data, get data from text or CSV, employee ID, input. Now, can you see this? This is getting bifurcated using tab. So you have colon, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, tab, which is getting bifurcated between the column 1 and column 2, right? But what happened here in this employee pay, it is not getting bifurcated. Everything is in one column itself. It is not identifying this. See, when I go for this data, right, it is identifying as what? It is identifying as if I'm getting the data from some source, and that is getting bifurcated as two parts. So that two parts is called as the options which we are using as a separator tool. That separator tool is called as delimiters. It is called as delimiters. So using this, what we are going to do in an employee pay, employee and salary, uh, and that is the name and the salary, or everything is in one single cell. Now I want to divide this before hyphen and after hyphen. Since before going to my Power Query, I directly bought here how to go there. So you have an option as edit queries. Okay, edit queries, where you got an additional tab here, query table. You have an option again here as editing. We'll go to this edit. Now I got this data. What I want to do, I have to change this into two different parts. So every way time, whenever you come for this Power Query, you will find two options: transform, add columns. In this transform, add and add columns, you will find the same option: text columns, number columns, date and time functions, and here also from text, numbers, and data and time. Same, both are same. So what is the difference in this transform and add column? The changes what I need in this column, as soon as I apply, the original data will go. What changes I have done, that will come here. But instead of this, if I go for this add column, the original data I will have, a new column will be added. I'll be using this add column. Now, you all know this, how to convert to lowercase, uppercase, trim, all these things. This you can do. I'm just going here. See, in standard also you will have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, anything. Now I just go for this extract, extract. So what was that word called as? The separator, delimiters. I have to go with text before delimiters, before hyphen. I take here as text before delimiters. What is the delimiters here? It is a hyphen. I click on OK. Now I got this delimiters. Again, I click on this. You should not select this one. You should select the original one. Again, go for this extract text after delimiters. After delimiters, that is hyphen is my delimiters. I need this salary package. I click on OK. Now see, I got this. Now what else I want? I want to remove this column. You can right click. You have an option as remove. Done. And I want employee and salary as an heading. We'll go to home. Use the first row as headers. So headers has been converted. Close and load. Now see, you got the data updated here. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Say yes, no, say something. If you have a doubts, yes, ma'am. Okay, good. So whatever the data what we bring from other software, so if I want to bring those data, edit it, see the data, how it is working, how to make the changes, based on that how I can prepare my pivot table or some other reports. In that case, we bring the data from this source. This source, the same thing, this queries and connection, you will get it in a new tab. Also editing, deleting, refreshing, anything you want to do, you can do it. Then I go with the next one. Here I have a sort. Sort, I want to arrange this data in A to Z. So once I arrange this name, even the salary has to change, right? So as soon as I click on the sort, so sort A to Z. A to Z I give. So it has been sorted. See here also it is changing. Right? A to Z, it has been arranged. Or if I want to arrange this in a Z to A, I can take here Z to A. Now see, it has been arranged. And you have this filter button, right? If you want to filter it, you can filter it. If you want to apply, if you want to remove. And the shortcut key to apply the filters and remove the filters is Control Shift L to apply the filters, Control Shift L again to remove. Okay, to apply filters, the shortcut key is Control Shift and L. Okay, Control Shift L is a key combination which we are using to do this. Then I have advanced filters. This will come with the topic. At present, we will just ignore this. We will go for this later on. Now, next one, I have a flash fill. Flash fill means, say example, where is this employee details? Employee. Okay. Now, in this is my employee ID, right? Here I have A100, A123. Now what I will do is I'll only give it here 100. I'm not giving any other numbers. I'm only giving 100. Okay, I'm not giving A. Now what I want to do is I'll use this flash fill. Now see, other than A, whatever the numbers I had, I got this. I'll redo once again. Okay, I just type 100 and click on this flash fill. After pressing enter, that is flash fill, automatically you have to get this. I'll remove this 100. Then I just go here, click on this flash fill, automatically I get this. So how you are giving, in the same manner you will get this. The characters, say example, now I'll give here as A Z, then hyphen 2023 hyphen 100. Yes, A hyphen 2023 hyphen so 101. Okay, then W E hyphen 2023 hyphen 201. So something I have given like this. Now I want the first two characters. First two characters. So what we will do, we will use a function equals to, from the left side. I need, from the left side of this text, I need what number of characters? Two characters. Close the bracket, enter. So this is how we will be doing it. But the same thing I can use the other one, the function flash fill. I'll first type only this AZ, then I'll click on this flash wheel, or for this flash wheel I can use a shortcut key Control E. Control E. I press Control E. See, automatically I get updated here. Okay, so like this. Suppose I want to use the financial year. Financial year. Everywhere I've given 2003, 2023. Enter. I press Control E. I'm getting here. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, now I give here 100, then I press Control E. Now see 101, 201, automatically I'll get this. So this is how we can use, and this is called as flash fill. Flash fill. And for this the shortcut key is Control E. Control E is a shortcut key. Next one, removing the duplication. Now I'll just copy this names, put it into some other place as text, only as text. Okay, I'll just copy some names and put it somewhere else. Wherever I feel like choosing, I have pasted. So there are three things where I have pasted are names again and again. So there are some duplicate values. I'll select this, go for this data tab. You have an option as remove duplication. Remove duplication. I click on this. Though, so it says whether you want to remove the duplication in the C column. Then I click on OK. Now see, 5 duplicate values were been removed and 8 unique values are left here, like this. Let me show you the same thing. Your attendee list, this is your attendee list, your attendance. I'll remove all these names, control minus, delete it, and the duration how much you have attended, I'll remove this. So see here there are names. Why this many times it has been repeated? Because this many times you have went outside the meeting and again you have rejoined. Okay, and this is also case sensitive. Might be somewhere you would have used a small letter, somewhere as a uppercase, right? Uppercase and lowercase. Now what I will do, I'll click on this. How much data I have? I have 41 data. Now we will go for data. We will say here, remove the duplication. So name columns, is it in a name columns? Yes, click on OK. So 12 duplicates was there, 34 unique values. Now see, excuse me. See, the name here, it shows only one. In case somewhere you made a small letter, somewhere you have used a bigger letter, that is caps lock, during the names. So that means it will have two times. There won't be any changes. Two times, one in lowercase, one in uppercase. But here, what happens is it will show you how much ever if it is repeated. So how much you will select, that much it will remove the duplicates and gives you an output. So data validation we have already done in our VLOOKUP. Let me show you that. The data validation. The list if you want to do. Suppose I want to take a list. I will give here employee. I want a list for this data validation. I'll take here as list. I'll select this source of list. Like this, I'll click on OK. Now I'll get a list of names. Whosoever the names I want to select, I can select from there so that I can see the data. Any doubts still here? Anybody has a doubt till here? No doubts. Good. Only Leah will be responding me. So as soon as you bring the data from the different source, this is how we will be doing. Clear? Now what I will be doing here is, I'll go for the next topic which we have left it here. In a conditional formatting, we have done this all highlighting the values. Now what we have to do is, we have to use this three other options. Once I finish this, then I come for this using a formulas and what if analysis. Then we will go one by one. Okay, I'll close this. Let me copy this data over here, and all this I'll make it automatic, that is in a black color, no changes. Now what I want to do here is, I have the values here, right? I have the values here. Now my requirement is, I want to highlight the values. If I have to highlight the values, what we will do? We will go for conditional formatting, select whatever the case I need, that is whether I want to highlight in a colors or in some other changes. I'll just apply that. Based on that, I will be getting the output. Now what is my requirement here is, I have a sales. I have a sales. So what I will do here is, I'll copy this to another location also so that I can show you. Now what is my requirement here is, I need to highlight all the values which is greater than 1000. So usually what we did, we go for conditional formatting, highlight the cell rule that is greater than 1000 we will do. That is greater than 1000 we will do, and based on that I'll get. But since I've selected the entire table, you are getting like this. I'll go for this, highlight the cell rule, that is text that is greater than 1000. 1000 I need to highlight. So this is what it has happened. But what I want, I don't want only the values, I need to highlight the entire row. Entire row I want to highlight it. So what I'll do here is, so this highlighted one I want to remove it. I'll select this, go for this formatting. You have an option clear rule, clear the rule from this entire sheet. clear it. So remove the rules what I have applied. Now my requirement here is I need to highlight the cell value that is greater than 1000. So first what you will do, you will select this range complete table. I'm not selecting heading. If you want to select, you can select it. So I'm just using from the data what I have. Select the range, go for conditional formatting, new rule. So to use a new formula to define, use a formula to determine which cell you are want to format. So I say that this is the, I'll give here equals to, I need the sales to be highlighted, but see it is coming in a dollar sign. So I've already explained you what is relative reference, what is mixed reference, what is absolute reference. Now he is for column and 3 is for my row. I don't want row to be fixed, only column has to be fixed, which is my column sales price is fixed. I want to highlight all the sales prices which is greater than 1000, but I'm not fixing the row because I need to highlight the row, right? So I have removed a dollar sign equals to dollar E3. Okay, dollar sign I've removed from here. I want to say what? It is greater than or equals to 1000. Okay, this is a formula. But what is my preview? No formatting set it. I need to highlight it, right? So I go for this formatting. Let me choose here as fills. Whichever the colors you want to use here from the fills, you can use it to fill. I'll go for more colors, choose it from the standard, whichever the color I need. I'll go for this color, this one. Okay, now I click on OK. This is how it will look like. Again I'll click on OK. See, this is how your preview. Again I click on OK. Now see, wherever the value that is greater than 1000 is been highlighted. So what we have done, we have highlighted highlighted the sales price which is greater than or equals to 1000. So you have to highlight what? A complete row, whatever it is. This was what? Rules. Only the rules which was applied for the sales value. The reason why I'm using this data is I think you would have already typed it. So because of that, I'm using the same thing so that I can explain to you. So you want to try this or I'll continue? If you want to try, you can put a message, ma'am, we will try. If not, I'll continue this. Say whether to continue or you want to try. See, actually, I don't know whether someone has trying, some few are trying to unmute and say something. I'm not hearing any of your voice. Please put it in a chat box. I see many of them have turned on their mic, but still I'm not hearing anyone. You want me to continue or you will try it? Put it in a chat box fast. Want to try? Okay, I'll open this one. See, I will be updating the steps. Make sure you are doing this according to that. Select data. First point is select the data. Second point, go to new rule. Third point, after going to new rule, you have to go for this option. So this is the option, use formula to determine. You have to use this. Since I'm already done, I'll just go for this manage rule. Before that, I'll select my data. I'll go for this manage the rule. What I have done, edit the rule. So you have to select this, use the formula to determine, give the formula and click on OK. See, when we are applying a formula, we cannot see the syntax what we want to do it. Okay, you will not get this. Do it fast. I'll give you 5 minutes. Have you all done it? Kanak, have you done? Response me. Done. Not yet. Say something. Okay. We'll do the same thing with another set of a problem, right? The same thing I'll use, because if I use a different data again you will have to type. So better I'll do with the same data. I have already copy pasted here, so using this data I will do here. Okay, now what is my requirement is the same thing. I need to highlight it but not greater than. I need to highlight wherever I have a Samsung. Okay, we will take that Samsung, or we will take any particular location you want, that also you can take. So I'm taking here as highlight Samsung. But what? Entire row. I need to highlight the entire row, not the column or nothing, not the single cell. I would like to highlight the entire row. Okay, so I'll close this. Now same thing we are doing here. You have to select the entire data. Go for this conditional formatting, new rule. I say use the formula. Now what I have to do, I'll select this. So equals to, select the first cell. What is my first cell? B21. I need to highlight the entire row. Entire row means that is a numbers which is having 21, 22, 23. So I should not block the rows. I only have to block the column. So I say here, remove the dollars before this 21 equals to what it is? Samsung. I type here as Samsung. Samsung, close the double quote, then go for formatting. I take here font to be in bold and italic, bold and italic. Font color, I change to this dark blue. Is it visible? Or we will take it as, okay, let it be dark blue itself. Then we'll go for fills. Then I go for this more colors. I take a light color so that I can see the blue color very confidently. So I take here something which goes with the light one. Light color I take. Click on OK. Again click on OK. So this is your preview, how it is going to appear. Then we'll click on this OK. Done. Now see, wherever you have a Samsung, it has been highlighted. This is one method. I'll go with the another method also. I copy this data which I have here, then put it here. I'll put it over here. I'll make the values in the automatic color. Now what I want to highlight the brand which is there in your Samsung. Samsung. Now what I can do here is, I'll copy this, put it over here, and go for this data, remove the duplications in the column B. Done. For this, I can apply the data validation here. Go for this data validation, take it as a list. So source, now I'll select this. So two of these things, the names Apple and Samsung, click on OK. I got a drop down. Whatever I select, that has to get highlighted. This is one way to do. I'll show you one more way where I can take this brand, copy this, I put it here. I have to apply the data validation. If in case I cannot do this, removing the errors or something like that, then I can go for this data validation, take it as a list. I type here as Samsung. Samsung, then comma, then it is Apple. Apple, then I click on OK. Done. Now you can see the drop down of both also. One by comma you can define it. So I take here as Apple. Apple I want to highlight. Already we have highlighted Samsung, right? So we will go with the Apple. Now I'll select this entire data, same function. We will go for the home tab, conditional formatting. So new rule, go for this, use the formula to define. I say that if this cell is equal to, but I don't want to fix a row, so remove the dollars before the row number. This cell is equals to this cell. That is where I have a apple. Go for formatting. I take here the font to be in only bold, then this font color will be in a dark red. Then go for the fills. I go for this fill effects. This time we will go for fill effects. I choose a color, first color, more colors. I take it as a green, light green, then okay. And in the second color I take this pink, two color combination. Okay, we will take some other. I'll take this dark greener. Okay, this combination is good. I take it from the corner, it has to highlight like this, or from the center you want, you can take like this, vertically, diagonally, however. So I take it from the corner, then click on OK. Again click on OK. So this is how it is going to look. This is a preview. I click on OK. Now you can see all the apples are highlighted. Now I have a drop down. I change to Samsung. Now see, Samsung has been highlighted. Whichever you will be changing, that will be applied. Done. So two things where I have done here by using a formula. Excuse me, I made a mistake. So I need to select this range, right? Select this. I go at in order to edit it, to change the color, to change the formatting. I can go for this manage rule, edit the rule. I don't want this green color. I'll go for this formatting. Instead of green color, I'll go for more fills. Pick the color which I need. Orange I go for. Click on OK again. OK, done. Okay. So in case if you want to apply any other changes, you will go for manage rule. So what did I do? I just went to new rule. In a new rule, I have applied a function. So that function I can check from the manage rule, edit rule. So equals to Samsung I have typed. Equals to Samsung I have typed here in this text first method. But when I did in a second method, what did I do? I just took this cell that is equals to, instead of Samsung, I have directly selected the cell. So manage rule. So before I go to manage rule, I have to select this entire data. I have to select this entire data. We'll go for this conditional formatting, manage the rule, edit the rule. So this is what I have done. And in this, I have removed a dollar sign. Here I have not removed it. Okay. Any doubts in this? Anybody has a doubts in this? Would you like to try this? Yes, no, reply me fast. If no response, I'll have to continue. Okay, try. I'll keep the field open. You can see that and you can check it out how to work on it. Okay. Have you all done it? Pooja? Pooja, have you done? Can you please respond? Put it in the chat box. Done? Know what it is? I think Pooja is not here. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so the next one we'll try to do here with some other data. Okay, so same way you can also try with the other data where you have a result of pass or fail, pass to be highlighted, like fail to be highlighted somewhere like that. You can go on with that also. Fine. Let me check some other data. Yeah, see, you have all these things. Promoted you want to highlight, demoted you want to highlight, pass, the entire row has to be highlighted. You can use this. So what I want to do now is I'll take some names, name of the candidates or the people whom we have. Based on that we will apply here. Okay, I just copy this name. Go for the next one, the another conditional formatting. I put it over here. So say that these are my clients. These are my clients for the year 2022. And now I also have the client. I also have the client in 2023. Now let's take some existing client's name, add some other new name. I'll take as Pooja. Then I'll take Tanushri's year. Okay. Bhumika, Rishita, sorry, Rishika. Then I take Tanushri and Divya here. Let me add some other people. As Pragati, Natasha. Okay, now what I want to do here is I have a client in 2022 and 23. I have to highlight the existing customer. So existing customer, see, whenever we use any function, I'll come to know that what I have to select range criteria. But at the same time, whenever we go to apply any functions in a conditional formatting, we do not get any syntax. So if you are very like if you're not comfortable using here applying a function without a syntax, you can type whatever the function you want, copy it and then go to conditional formatting and paste it. Now what I want to do is I have to highlight the repeated or my existing customers has to be highlighted. So for this what I am going to do here is I'll select this. Okay, I'll select this, the current one, current client list. Go for conditional formatting, new rule. Okay, use the formula. I define your formula saying that count if I'll open a bracket, saying that from this range, right, criteria range, we have no criteria range. In this criteria range is something repeated in this, so it's repeated in this column, entire column, row or column. So what I should do, I have to remove this dollars, remove the dollars, close the comma. I said From this column, I have already selected this. In this client column, something which is available in this. Okay, but how? It should not be repeated more than 0 times. More than 0 times. Then I go with this formatting. I define something with the colors. So we'll go for more colors, or we'll go for fill effects. I take here two colors. One is pink, the other one I'll go with more colors. Standard with the pink, I'll go with the purple. Click on OK. So two color combination from the corner, from the center. So let me go in the from the corner. Click on OK. Then I'll go for font. I'll make it bold. Then I'll click on OK. This is how it is going to look like. I'll click on OK. Now see, the repeated client's name are been highlighted. Okay. If you want to highlight, you can use this format. Let me show you again. I'll just go for this. First, you have to select this client. The first step, you have to select the of range of client number 2023. Client 2023 you have to select. Second one, you will go for new rule. New rule. Then after selecting this, third point is you will go for this conditional formatting. That is, I'll go here. I have to select this. Okay, fine. First, let me select this. After selecting this, go for new rule. After going to new rule, select the rule, use the formula to determine a cell, then define the formula. So count if the selected ranges from the client for 2022. This range, what has been selected here, right? This range is from client 2022, comma, that is which one? Criteria here D59. D59 is client from 2023, that is greater than 0 has to be highlighted. Once if it is everywhere, if the customer's names once it is repeated, it is fine. But I'm saying I need to highlight the duplicate one. So for duplicate one highlighting, it must be greater than 0, right? It must be greater than 0. So whichever is greater than 0, it will be highlighted. You can select here, click on OK. Whatever the color you choose, it will be applied. It is your wish, whichever the color you want to choose. Is that clear to everyone? Yes? No? Say something. I don't get a response from your side nowadays. Yes, ma'am. Do you want to try, Pooja? Okay. So this is what we have done in today's class. You can try with this entire data, whatever we have done for today, because the continuation of conditional formatting with few more additional problems we will be doing in our next class. Okay. So I want you everyone. I'll surely try. Good, ma. Good. Pooja, try this. Okay. I'll give you a set of problems also if you want. Okay. Based on new rule, you can try that also. Is this clear to everyone? Try this. Any doubts, you can ask me in our next class. So that's all for today. We'll see you in our next class tomorrow. Bye everyone. Take care.